that one?
No, we don't take the weasel. Guys, opening morning. Here we are. I believe this is the first opening morning that I've actually been out in the woods on a hunt that we weren't out in the woods hunting opening morning. We had the alarm set for early 5. Woke up. It was raining. Torrential downpour. And it's 8:35 now. Finally, it's starting to stop. It's supposed to stop at 10 a.m. Might get a little more rain, but it's supposed to just be cloudy the rest of the day. We're gonna go out, spend the rest of the day out looking. Hopefully the deer are getting up now that the rain has quit. And we actually got snow up here on some of the higher peaks, so maybe go build a snowman today. We'll see.
Good morning, guys. Check it out. We're not on the mountain. We're at Sportsman's Warehouse. So this morning we decided, hey, let's wake up at 5:30. If it's raining, we'll call it. Like, we won't go hunting. We woke up at 5:30. It was raining, so we just continue to sleep. Today is October 10th. It is opening day of Jared's hunt. But we are here at Sportsman's Warehouse to get some work done on his scope.
Oh yeah, we gotta tell you guys. I don't know if you guys have ever had this problem. I'm sure somebody has. By the way, check it out, bruh. Check it out, dude. Part that Hushlife now. I got my gun set up in Colorado. It's a brand new gun. I've only shot it. I sighted it in like 2 weeks ago. That was the only time I ever shot it, and I had to go on a couple archery hunts. And I came back, had the rifle, and Eric was like, hey, I got this range we can go to and just shoot it just to make sure it's good. I'm like, yeah, that's what I want to do, just to make sure it's on and everything, because I want to feel comfortable with it. You know, I was shooting good groups, but it was like, it was moving. Like,
yeah,
every
like
time
peeling away from the center.
Yeah, I had to keep getting closer and closer to the scope. I'm like, what's going on? And they call a ceasefire, and you know, I'm looking at the scope, and I look over, and I forgot you're supposed to be away from the table, and he's like, hey, I'm like, oh, sorry. And I realized that my scope completely moved forward, and it wasn't tight at all. So the guys who mounted my scope did not tighten the Allen screws down like at all.
Each shot, I think it would move forward and somewhat start to cant, you know, like start to twist.
And it was weird because like my shots, I would move it left, or I would move it right, because I was trying to
pull that bullet back into the center.
Yeah, and it kept going left and left, and I'm like, what's going on? We're at Sportsman's now. We're gonna go
mounted and bore sighted for now. But it's all right, because I think it's gonna blow out either this afternoon or tonight. I don't know, tomorrow's looking stormy too, but we're gonna try to go for an evening hunt. Well, at least he lives up to his name, Outlaw. Red and blues, red and blues. That's a suck. We're like 1 minute from my house.
I know.
To hop in my truck and get ready for the hunt.
Yeah, he was hiding good.
What do you say, 47 and a 30?
46 and a 30.
46.
And I was like, what?
The crew, and if we're gonna get the shot or not. We have it. Dude. I know your guys' tricks. Well, we're just walking. I left my phone at camp. I can't see Google Earth where I wanted to go and where I had scouted out. There was 4 trucks that had gone up that way. So we picked the trail that looked like there was the least amount of traffic, and there was one guy walking up it. He split off on another trail, so I don't know where this road goes, to be honest. And I don't know if it's good hunting or if there's a place we can get a vantage point and see, but we're just hiking through the woods right now. And we're gonna do that until we find something. It sure is a pretty morning for deer hunting.
Dude, pretty cool, bro. Perfect. Thank you. Appreciate this little contraption.
We'll get it dialed in.
Getting it dialed in, dude. Super simple.
Those two are like right there.
Sweet.
What, about 1.5 inches, 2 inches high at 100?
Yep. So we'll just zero those out.
Allen wrench them, zero them out on both of those, and then done.
That's it.
That'll work.
We're good.
I think we're gonna shoot within 350 or less. Yeah, they're literally that far apart. So sweet. I'm gonna go take down my target. We were number 8. This is what's cool about this range. There's no ceasefire or anything, so you come down here and move your target. Hold this and then flip that switch back, and then it just falls. Lane courtesy to take down your targets every time. Here's where we started.
Started here.
Grouping to the right.
Yeah, there's that too you were talking about. And then I was aiming up here.
Those are the last 2 shots.
Yeah.
This is pretty crazy, huh? How people are still shooting.
Yeah.
All the bullets will be hitting this wall up here where all those indents in are in the mud.
You know when the guy who works here says it's kind of sketchy. It's a little sketchy.
Check it out. Here's the weather we're working with. All the Wasatch Mountains are socked in. We're going to be heading up north, up this way, and hunting some of that oak brush country.
What's going on, everybody? I'm in my garage hanging out. I'm waiting for Eric and Outlaw. They, I believe, are at the range. Jared had a bit of an unfortunate incident. Appears that somebody, the company that he hired to kind of get a scope mount and all that stuff, must not have secured the screws that were on the rings of his scope mounts. And we happened to look down and you could see where there was like kind of wear marks on the scope where it actually completely slid. Goes to show you that checking your rifle before you go out on a hunt is always a smart thing to do. And in the meantime, I'm just putting my 257 Weatherby Vanguard in the First Light model together. So I'll show you kind of where I'm at, a little update. So I've got one of these gun vices here that are real handy. Got my level. Just got the bases mounted, and then I'm just putting the rings on, and I'm about ready to do a little bit of lapping. Here's my little kit. So I've got my torque wrench, so I know how many pounds of pressure I'm going to put when I'm putting on my scope, because with the Vortex scopes, we're shooting the Viper HSLRs, comes with a little note. This is an important note, so if you buy a Vortex, make sure you read this and pay attention to it. You can see right here, it just says, do not exceed 18 inch-pounds of torque on the ring screws. So after I lay the scope in here and then get ready to tighten the screws down, I can just set the torque wrench at 18, crank her down, and I would know I won't over tighten it. It will absolutely impact your ability to get a good group and get your shots kind of figured out, sighted in the way you want them to. So make sure you don't exceed that 18 inch-pounds of pressure on the actual ring set screws. You can definitely crank these bad dogs down. I'm not an expert at this, but watching Mark Thompson do it a few times, I've got a fairly good idea. The idea is that this perfectly will lay right here. It'll lay right there. With the action of lapping, you just put some grit right here on the insides of these rings, and then we're trying to work out any imperfections just so the scope can sit perfect within the rings. Believe it or not, a lot of times you'll buy the rings, and once you do some lapping, you can kind of see where it's kind of wearing down the groove to make it a perfect fit. So a lot of times they don't necessarily come machined from the manufacturer. Lapping will just ensure it seats better and you can get your scope set up more accurately. That's what we're doing. I'm gonna try to get the scope set up in this, and then with any luck tomorrow I'll probably try to take it to the range. It's gonna depend. I'm gonna try to help out Jared. Hopefully we find him a buck tonight that he's happy with and that we can get a shot on. And then I'm gonna be packing up and heading to Nevada in the next coming days. So we got a lot going on. I hope Casey's having some luck. He is out with the family right now in Idaho chasing mule deer. I think I got a text. Maybe Eric and Outlaw are finally ready to roll. Let's see. No, nothing yet.
running off smiling. It's like Santa. I know him. How's your experience so far on opening deer?
Pretty much wet.
Pretty much wet.
Wet and tiring, because I'm really out of shape. I'm like a fat pig that's been at the dinner table for many, many months. And now someone said, get up and let's go hike. And I'm going, really? This is hard. I might just, but you know, I'm going to take it one moment at a time and enjoy everything as we go along. One at a time.
Take it. Slow it down.
Is Dad mocking me right now?
I think he's doing a pretty good job of it.
Thanks, Paul.
What's your experience like on opening deer so far?
Lots of hiking. Pretty cold. That was cool.
Wow. So for me, this is kind of crazy because we live like 15, 20 minutes away from here, and it's really wild to me because I feel like I spent a lot of times in the mountains around where I live. It just goes to show you can drive 15, 20 minutes and be in country that you've lived around your whole life and never knew it was there. That's been really cool for me, is driving into this area and seeing all the variety of country and just stuff that I didn't know was here, and it's amazing. This is some of the coolest stuff I've seen, and it's cool to know that this is right by my house. So,
Tech tip 226. When it's raining or when there's inclement weather, you take a balloon and you put it over the end of the barrel. You don't get water and debris into your barrel. Tech tip 222. 223. 223. Tech tip 297. So, if you can hear, it sounds like it's raining. It's not actually raining. These trees got snowed on last night. It's just warming up enough that it's melting and it's dripping. I've heard guys say that elk and deer, when they're bedded in the trees and this starts happening, they don't like it. They can't hear very well, and so they'll get up and walk out and bed out in the open. I can't verify that 100%, but I've heard it from numerous guys and gals too. We'll see.
sick.
Elevated 10,000 feet. We're above the tree line, Dad. You guys might have gotten your backcountry merit badges today. I'll have to check when we get back. And do 8 miles back. Probably 4 hiking merit badge for sure. Hiking merit badge for sure. Possibility of a backcountry merit badge for Dad and Gage today. Guys, we're in a snowstorm, but I think my dad's right. He said he thinks the deer held up because of the low pressure in the storm, and they won't be up moving until the low pressure moves out and high pressure comes back in. That's supposed to happen tonight sometime. Why are you rushing me along?
The camera's getting real wet.
Okay, I'm done now. Sorry, Logan doesn't have time for this. Casey, out. What up, dude? Yo, what up? What are you doing, man? We're looking for big bucks. We got perfect conditions. Yeah, we do. A rain/snowstorm last night. So the valley was rain, the mountains were snow. We're right at that level where it's either really muddy or really snowy. Yeah. Honestly, opening day, perfect conditions. And Jared's first Utah deer hunt, right?
Yes, sir.
I think this is the rut.
He's bashing that up, dude. We got 2 bucks. We got one small 2x2, and there's a 3x2. He looks to be older. He's got eye guards.
He's pissed.
He's pissed. They're like rutting right now. Oh, he's got a good body on him.
That's a 2x3.
That's the one we saw yesterday.
Yeah, so
He's mature. Look at him, dude.
he's pissed at that deer.
Holy shit.
He wants nothing to do with that thing.
We're getting some phone scope, really cool phone scope right now. This is a buck that we saw last night, 2x3 with eye guards. He's probably 2,000 yards away, long ways away. Him and another, yeah, he's pissed at that other buck.
He's like, yeah, out my territory, boy.
It snowed this morning and last night. This is the first evening hunt, opening day. We didn't hunt this morning, so we're just getting started. But it's turning out to be a phenomenal evening, and I think if we stick with it, we could probably glass up a decent buck.
Guys, hello. Welcome back to the Hushlife. It is October the 10th still. About 4 o'clock. We're headed back in on a new trail. This trail leads us in to a spot we've never been. Once again, we're seeing new country today. That is the theme. And hoping we see a little more action than we did this morning. The storm's still in. I'm hoping that the deer get up and decide to move tonight, because I definitely don't think they were moving this morning. We got about 3 hours of light left, so we're going to kind of cruise in here as fast as we can, start glassing and see what we see. So the fog is set in as soon as we got to the place I thought would get good from here on out. Big openings above the trail where we could glass up. Not happening. 6 o'clock. Just after 6, I've got less than an hour of daylight. Temperature's dropping, and the water molecules in the air are rising, which causes fog to set in. Right, look. Right, Bill, look, he's the science guy. Condensation. My dad knows words. The rain is condensing, turning into clouds. And that rain is condensing, turning into clouds. Duh. Learning something new every day with Pops. But, yeah. So, that is how we are up in the clouds. We are up in the clouds. We're so far up in here. Well, I think tonight's gonna be a bust unless something jumps out 50 yards in front of us. And he's blind and deaf and can't smell very well. We're gonna head back to the truck and then tomorrow morning go try the area I wanted to try this morning, but there were so many people in there, so we'll give her a good try tomorrow. We're gonna go cook some chili, some elk chili. Warm elk chili in our bellies will change our spirits. Right, Dad? I hope so. Can I just tell you, my dad goes through at least 100 gigs a day on his cell phone. What do you do? I surf the internet. My dad does have 59,000 followers on Instagram, though. I do on that channel, yeah. Anyway, peace out from the clouds. Oh man, it is cold. All of a sudden, it feels like the middle of winter. It looks like the middle of winter. We just got done with day one, opening day. Evening hunt, turned up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I don't know, 6 or 7 bucks. Mostly 2 points, and one big 2 point that was really dominant. Got him on the phone scope, chasing off all the other deer, but yeah, he was cool. When we first got here, we had really high hopes for the evening, and to be honest, it just kind of died down towards last light instead of the opposite. Good night, nonetheless. We got some, kind of got some backup bucks for Jared if we don't turn anything back.
I believe it or not, I like that. I like that too.
The big old dude.
He's old though. I think he's old. What do you think?
I think he's old. Like just looking at his gut, his body size, his posturing to the other deer.
Dude.
We could find better.
Yeah, yeah. Sure we can.
But we know he's here.
Just so you know, we appreciate y'all following along. This day-by-day video series is almost approaching 60 days in, if you guys can believe that. I hope you've enjoyed all the videos we put up so far. Feeling good about tomorrow. I think we're gonna get Jared a buck, and super curious to see how Casey is doing up in Idaho. The heart of the fall is starting to set in, and the mule deer are starting to feel it. They're getting real ruddy. Beautiful time to be up in the woods with a few leaves all kind of left, blanket of snow, cool temperatures. It's a good time to shoot a deer. Anyways, just want to say thanks for all the support, for following us every single day along this journey, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
It's Chilly Wednesdays, guys. You guys watched our videos from Oregon, which we hope you did. If you haven't, go back and watch them. They were the second hunt of the year, but I did a lot of pre-made food, and the reason why is because It's a lot easier when you get back to camp late, like we did tonight. Tired, you don't want to cook a whole meal, but you want something warm in your belly. It's a lot easier if you have something pre-made. All you have to do is throw it on the Camp Chef and warm it up. And that's what I did with some of my world-famous elk chili. If you guys haven't heard about it, you've probably been living under a rock. I've got lots of beans. I've got onions. I've got elk hamburger, and then I got some green chilies, which are a necessity. Got some chili paste. Got some bunch of stuff. I'll do a recipe later on. But we'll have to do a little taste test here once in about 5 minutes when it's warm and see how the fellas like it. She's boiling. It took about 8 minutes is all. Dad, you up first?
Sure.
Whoa. Got rejected by the rim. So there's some condiments you can go there, some cheese, some sour cream, some chips, and clutch move sriracha.
How you building this out, Dad? What's your game plan?
Cheese, sour cream, and chips.
I like where your head's at.
Man, this is gonna taste good. We've been cold and wet all day long. And a nice warm meal in your belly really changes the attitude, because it's kind of gone downhill a little bit. I'm kind of at a low point. This is a controlled hunt, and it was super slow. When you draw a tag, you're like, oh, this is gonna be phenomenal. We're gonna see deer, pass deer, find that giant. We didn't do that. It was really slow, but we're thinking the weather. Our spirits are still high, don't get me wrong. We're having a good time. Camp is amazing. We hiked, I just looked on my Onyx, I did tracks all day. We did 10 miles today, which is pretty remarkable. And we saw some new country. Found a great new turkey spot. That's a win. We're taking that as a W. Get Dad's reaction real quick.
Really good.
Phenomenal?
Really good.
I like the word phenomenal used when I'm cooking.
This is how you
Phenomenal.
make your own meal like that.
Oh, that's how you do it.
This is the Gage Supreme Special.
Very good. Very tasty.
Okay, here you go, bud. Eat up. Guys, thanks for following along. It was a little slow day. No animal footage. I'm starting to realize that even out scouting and stuff, I've gotten 0 animal footage. And it's just because the visibility was bad today. I had all my gear I needed to get footage, like a phone scope, my Vortex spotter, a camera, but it was just so foggy I could barely see him through the spotter. Anyway, tomorrow's a new day. We're going to see some deer, and hopefully you guys are going to see some deer with us. Hopefully Eric and Outlaw did a lot better than we did today. We'll be back tomorrow. Thanks for following along. Come back tomorrow. Come on back.